It's cool to give yourself a nickname, but to call yourself a child of adversity or misfortune is nothing to brag about. Commodore William Bainbridge was born on May 7, 1774 in Princeton, New Jersey. He had the dishonor to be both the first and second U.S. Navy captain to surrender his ship to an enemy vessel, and when he was delivering tribute to the Day of Algiers, he had to sail the USS George Washington to Constantinople not under the U.S. flag, but under the Algiers flag. Commodore William Bainbridge was very conceited and had a haughty personality, and also he was a strict disciplinarian, so the ordinary seamen never really liked him. When he was captain of the USS Philadelphia during the First Barbary War and the ship got stuck on uncharted reefs, the crew members were sent into captivity in Tripoli for about 18 months, and that's when William Bainbridge's name became associated with unlucky, misfortune, and nobody wanted to work with him. Fast forward to the War of 1812, the USS Constitution has defeated the HMS Guerriere, and Captain Isaac Hall, who was commander of the USS Constitution, he took shore duty because there was family matters that he had to address, and so Isaac Hall gave command over to William Bainbridge, and the crew members of the USS Constitution was not having it at all. Discipline broke, and they pressed towards around Hall. The scene altogether was affecting, Evans noted in his journal. This whole crew had a great affection for him. They urged him to remain, said they would go out with him and take the Africa, and finally requested to be transferred on board any other vessel. Hall was touched. He had to blink back tears and make his voice stern as he ordered the men to their duty, then quickly stepped over to the side of his boat. Bainbridge, meanwhile, grew red in the face. Who here has ever sailed with me before and refuses to go again? I have sounded from several quarters. One man said he sailed with him in the Philadelphia and had been badly used, wrote Evans, that it might be altered now, but he would prefer going with Hall or any other commander. Several others said they had sailed with him before and did not wish to sail again. Man, your presence alone just sends people running. The Constitution never became fond of Bainbridge. No crew ever did, for he was a moody and savage martinet. But they were reconciled to serving out their term with him. In the subsequent engagement with the Java, they came to respect him. That's something, I guess. After William Bainbridge gave command of the USS Constitution to Charles Stewart, he took command of the Naval Yard in Boston, and that's when he was in charge of overlooking the USS Independence. And let me tell you, that was a terrible job. William Bainbridge was difficult to work with because he was arguing with the shipbuilders, designers, logistics, because everybody was doing everything wrong and William Bainbridge knew everything. He kept altering the design of the USS Independence, and then when he thought the ship was ready to set sail for the Second Barbary War, the Secretary of the Navy, he caught word of the ship and was like, nah, it doesn't seem right. The waterline seemed a little too high against the USS Independence because when it set sail, it was a little low into the water, but by the time that the letter of the Secretary of the Navy went to Boston, where the Naval Yard was, William Bainbridge, he was already long gone because he was supposed to be the original Commodore of the Mediterranean Squadron during the Second Barbary War, but because William Bainbridge was arguing so much with the Secretary of the Navy, Stephen Decatur took the job instead, and so William Bainbridge was more like backup. I assure you, William Bainbridge's career did not improve after this, but that is definitely a story for a different time.